Today, from Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia, it's a special Christmas Day edition of the NFL on EA Sports.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the San Francisco 49ers and the Atlanta Falcons. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. On first down, Locke. And this one complete to Burnett.
Locke's pass.
And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. 3 yards the gain there, second down. So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. They tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to. They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Right back to Connor here on first. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
On the carry.
The numbers there for Connor in last week's game. There isn't a coach alive who wouldn't like those numbers. Well over 100 yards and a touchdown, too.
Partner, I think all the coaches who are in that great coaching box in the sky would take those numbers.
So dead or alive?
Either way, they would take that kind of production.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. So a pretty early first quarter roughing the passer penalty.
Seems like the officials are going to let everyone know they're taking charge of this game. They're always going to protect the quarterback.
The penalty moves him into the red zone here on 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Locke. This one caught by Ridley. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the Niners' 12-yard line.
Connor. And here he'll get it down to the 7.
That's good.
A 5-yard gain there makes it 1st and goal.
They did tell us they wanted to establish the ground game early, didn't they?
They did, and a small sample size that we've seen so far, but pretty good return.
Yeah, you got to like that. They've strung together a couple of first downs, established what they wanted, the running game. And guess what? They also got their lead guy running it pretty well, too.
His pass caught at the 4. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it, they love it, because now everyone gets locked in. Your confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sideline thinking to themselves and expressing, let's keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
And goal to go.
To throw it is Locke. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
Younghoe Koo for the Falcons field goal. A 22-yard attempt.
And his kick is good. And the Falcons are out to a 3-0 advantage. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Called it the 26.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their own 26. He'll look to throw right away. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
They'll run for the first time with Raheem Mostert. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown.
San Francisco.
Raheem Mostert, his 21st touchdown of the season. And the 49ers have now taken the lead.
Well, earlier in the week when they had their scouting report meeting, this was the explosiveness that they talked about trying to contain. They were concerned about it all week, yet he still did it to them. Wonder how that's going to carry over the rest of the game.
Now this will make it into the end zone, and it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. There's James Conner now as he trots back onto the field. A tough challenge here in this one. We'll see if he can duplicate the numbers on your screen that he put up last week, up over 100 and a touchdown.
We were watching tape to prepare for this game. One thing you noted that I totally agree with, great complimentary piece in the last game. You know, they're able to throw it pretty well. He ran it exceptionally, and they hope to continue that same formula in this game.
Complimentary with an E, not an I.
That's my English teacher right there.
A running play there, going to get 10 and a quick first down.
Falcons, first down.
If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well. And
you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football, overtime, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here.
Launch pass.
We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top. Take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
3rd and 3.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Yeah, boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
4th and short, partner. I mean, this would be a really risky call. Here we are in the first quarter.
On your own side of the field.
Own side of the field. But, boy, what a tone setter that would be to go for it and get it, wouldn't it?
Really, I like it.
I'm feeling it.
Illegal block in the back. Return team.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards.
First down. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Garoppolo going to give to Mostert. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. Open man is Samuel, complete. And he is going to have a 49ers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Garoppolo able to find Samuel there for a Niners first down. On 1st down, Garoppolo. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. Cortland Sutton was the man he was looking for. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. From the gun, a run with Mostert. He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
5 men in the secondary now for the Falcons on 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. Got his target, Samuel. And he is going to have a Niners first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
A couple of first downs have them to the 40 now on 1st and 10. Garoppolo now. And this is going to be incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Back to the running game with Mostert. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 12 yards there and a first down. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, not get loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
20! And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco.
Touchdown.
Cortland Sutton, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the 49ers add on to their lead. Rosas now to add the PAT. So the quarterback drops to throw, looks over, and boom, a guy that wide open, he has to be thinking, wait a minute, this is some kind of a dream. This is too easy.
Yeah, a great dream. One you don't want to wake up from. But for the defense, almost feels like there was a bust in coverage.
Aldrich Rosas set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision, loses him about 4 yards. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. You know, in our research packet this week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writer about the offensive struggles of this team and what will they do this offseason. What do you think they'll do?
Well, number one, they'll turn to the self-scouting report. And every team that's any good does this. They have outside groups. Check out their team, scout them, and tell you who can play, who can't play, and reasons why. Some of it may just be health. They have to get some guys healthy and back out on the field. But overall, evaluate this squad and make the changes that you need to.
Throwing on first down is Locke. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off at the 39. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week. 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away. And that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
Number 32.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Well, sometimes as a running back, you've got to be able to improvise when the hole's not where you expect it to be. But in this case, there wasn't any improvisation that he could do that was going to work. Kind of like if you're trying to be a comedian on open mic night at the Improv and you run into a tough crowd.
The safety, Keanu Neal, there to knock that one free.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
So third down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first. Running the counter with Mostert. And he will be marked down short of the first as they get to him at the 29. That'll be good for 6, but now it's fourth down.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
Now Aldrick Rosas for the field goal attempt. From the left hash, this from 46. And this one is right down Broadway.
The kick is good.
And they will stretch the lead now to 17-3. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Holding, receiving team.
That holding call set him up with not great field position.
Not at all when you tack on the penalty. With that field position after the return wasn't terrific, it's not a great starting field position as well.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Play action. Now it's Locke. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Tack McKinley. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Meanwhile, the throw here is complete and out of bounds across the 15-yard line. They'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down.
All that practice time came to fruition on that play. All those timing routes that they work on through training camp, OTAs, minicamp, and just regular season, they got it done on that one. An outcut, ball was delivered, and picked up the completion.
And he'll be out of bounds right around the 20. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
That was a nice throw out there to the flat, but they defended that pretty well. The hope is to go ahead and put it on him so he can turn and get upfield and gain additional yardage. There just wasn't anywhere to go on that play.
So a solid punt, but also a nice return there of 14 yards. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. Set to take over again here on offense, Jimmy G and the 49ers. I'm sure he wanted to have a huge game, wants to have a huge game as the quarterback, but really on the ground, they've been very, very hard to stop. Maybe you just keep going to that well.
I think so, and isn't it funny how the definition of balance changes for us from game to game? Sometimes it's 50-50, run it, throw it. Sometimes it's just being a balanced running team in terms of who's carrying the football.
More than one guy.
Right, multiple guys out there, and now your guy back there has to throw it. Doesn't have to worry about it quite as much.
And they've got the lead here in the second quarter. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. They run out of the shotgun with Mostert, and he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Not too many more ideal situations at 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
Throwing on first is Garoppolo. That one into the hands of Kane. 7 yards, the pickup there.
To Deion Kane. A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 37-yard line.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. A run with Huntley. And pretty good running as he'll be close to a first down at the Falcons' 32. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
They go back to the ground, this time Mostert. He'll get it to the 23-yard line.
The ball carrier.
A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
It's a gain of
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
On 2nd and a couple. Garoppolo, and that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
That's an excellent play by the defender. He diagnosed that one, closed quickly, and helped force the incompletion.
The Niners on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And they'll go jet sweep to try to pick it up. Oh, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down and a yard.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
Good. Makes the score Niners.
No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
At their own 19-yard line.
Atlanta prepped and ready for its next possession. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They begin on the ground here with Connor. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
From the 27, Locke firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
When you struggle out of offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line.
I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line. In pregame, get used to the ground shaking with those big behemoths starting to create space for you up front. he did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
2 yards, good enough for a first.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. Block off of play action. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Block. And incomplete. He tried to leave it underneath. Nearly got picked. He may be lucky to have that one back. 3rd down.
Brings up a 3rd down.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Screen pass to Connor. And to the 49-yard line, but no further. And obviously, he is well short of the first. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. Here comes Jimmy Garoppolo now to lead his offense back out there. And they have had success on the ground, really as a team, doing well carrying the football. So maybe a little less pressure on his shoulders as the quarterback.
Any pressure he's carrying right now, that's self-inflicted, right? He's taking it on. He doesn't need to. Continue to do what you just said. Let everyone else carry the football. That's been effective. Don't have to worry about him throwing the ball in all the situations now. That's got to be a good feeling if he just relaxes and lets it keep coming to him.
Yeah, and relax and enjoy the 2nd quarter lead right now. One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. And he'll flip this out to Huntley. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Garoppolo finding his tight end Kittle, and he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 16 yards, a 1st down.
Nice job there of utilizing his big target. He didn't overthink it. Understands the catch radius, understands that he knows how to use his body to keep defenders away from the ball, and puts it right out there for the nice pickup.
Garoppolo now, 1st down throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Barber. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout as they'll stop him with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. There's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. Looking for Ayuk, and he's got him. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
22-yard line. It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. And yet again, it's Garoppolo. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by A.J. Terrell. And he's into the clear. The 30, 10. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown.
Touchdown.
You think you're going into halftime with a good-sized lead. Not so fast. That pick six really changes the complexion. Probably also changes the halftime speech.
No doubt about it. Instead of going in relaxed, you're probably a little more uptight right now. Probably a little bit angry. Let's see if they can get their focus back.
10.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Brandon Ayuk returning it. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
Brandon Ayuk on the return. The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And last time, decent field position through the pick six. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position, not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play too.
2nd and 9 now from the 21. To throw, it's Garoppolo. He'll fire this deep for Ayuk. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. Brandon Ayuk, the one he was looking for. And it's 3rd down. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Garoppolo, a final shot here before half. That's complete. It's Jason Huntley. And he'll get nothing out of that one. So we've reached halftime here.